All right, man. So they kind of hold me on the metal in game. So we just got out of there after we got it, but here we are. We've already put the camo on our gun, man. The MX Guardian. We're gonna be rocking that handy dandy Orion camo. We did unlock it in I think about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, something like that. And there's two different builds here. So initially, I was just running around with whatever attachments I could get unlocked, and I found out all of the speed attachments. So we got the MX DXP stock, we got the VOK laser, everybody's familiar with that. We got the MXG mobile barrel. This one gives you increased movement speed, damage range, hip fire accuracy, all things that you would love to have on a shotgun. I believe we do have a little bit of a tune on that one, so you increase the damage range to plus 14. If you aren't familiar with tuning, just know that once you get to a certain point, sometimes these attachments or these tunes do not affect your damage range anymore. So like after plus point 14, it doesn't really increase your damage range. So that's where I stopped at, right? And then the Bryson choke for the muzzle. Most people, like, just looking at it, it would seem like the Bryson improved choke is the better one, but in my opinion, the Bryson choke has always just done me right. So that's the one I rock with on all my shotgun builds. For this one, we increased the damage range up to plus 0.26. And again, not maxing it out because it doesn't increase your range, so there's no need to move it up any further than what it is at that point. So this one increases your lethality. This one increases your mobility. This one increases your sprint to fire speed, stuff like that. You also got a little tune on that. There you go. You can see it. But you definitely need that sprint to fire speed. That's one of the things I noticed when I first picked this gun up, like first 2 games or so. I was like, yo, you sprint to fire speed is terrible on this gun. Right here, the stock. This one gives you increased sprint speed, aim walking speed, ADS speed, crouch movement speed, all that good stuff. I don't have a tune on that at all, just because this doesn't really affect the way I play. Like, I'm not ADSing corners with a shotgun, really. You know what I mean? I just really wanted that increased sprint speed. And that's really what it all boils down to. And then we got the MX Pro Mag down here at the bottom. It increases your sprint to fire speed. So any time I can increase sprint to fire speed with a shotgun, that's what I'm going to use. Because I want to be able to get my gun up faster than anybody else. So there's that. This is the speed build, Speedy Gonzalez, so to speak. And one more interesting thing about this gun, right? One, Dragon's Breath is blocked, which is kind of cool, considering it's a fully auto shotgun. That would be OD on shipment. But if we get into our next build that we got here, this is the build that I got 2 100+ games with. This is going to be the semi-auto. So what you can do with this gun is you can take this gun from fully auto to semi-auto and burst fire, which is kind of crazy. Now, I haven't really played with the burst fire, just because once I got to semi-auto and I tried it out, 2 back-to-back 100+ games, I was like, that's where we stick it and staying with this build. So that's where we stayed at. Didn't even get to burst fire. Might check it out later today or something like that, maybe tomorrow. But that is the build. Essentially, the only difference is swapping out the magazine, the Pro Mag, for the semi-auto. That is the only difference. The tunes are all the same. We don't tune the stock, and yeah, that is the build. 100+ kills, back-to-back games. You'll probably see those on the channel as well. But there it is. That's the fuck around and find out class. Let's get it. Yeah.